Hello everybody, welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa. Welcome to my channel if you're new. So today I'm going to be talking about books again. Another month has gone by. I know February is like a shorter month, but it literally flew by. It's crazy. I didn't watch my first video for my January reads. This is basically me sharing what books I've been reading. I love reading. Even though this is a beauty channel, I wanted to start documenting my reads. And I know a lot of you like to read books as well. So I thought it would be a great bonding experience. Today I am sharing my February reads. This month I was only able to read 2 books, which is okay. I think it's still a win. I could have been reading no books. So 2 books is pretty good. I have 1 fiction book, 1 non-fiction book, and I have many opinions to share. So let's get to talking about books, shall we? My first read of the month was Sally Rooney, Beautiful World, Where Are You? You might know of Sally Rooney from Normal People. She wrote that awesome book, Normal People. I read that one. And this was gifted to me actually, so I didn't take it out for myself, but I still, I enjoyed Normal People, so I decided to give it a read. And Sally Rooney isn't for everyone. I feel like her writing is very peculiar. This is a story about there are 4 main characters, and they're just navigating friendship and love. I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna read the freaking description that they give you. Alice, a novelist, meets Felix, who works in a warehouse, and asks him if he'd like to travel to Rome with her. In Dublin, her best friend Eileen is getting over a breakup and slips back into flirting with Simon, a man she's known since childhood. Alice, Felix, Eileen, and Simon are still young, but life is catching up with them. They desire each other, they delude each other, they get together, they break apart, they have sex, they worry about sex, they worry about their friendships and the world they live in. Are they standing in the last lighted room before the darkness, bearing witness to something? Will they find a way to believe in a beautiful world? It's a book about a really mundane topic, which is life in general. This is a book about life and people navigating life in their 30s. I believe they're in their 30s. But as always, Sally Rooney finds a way to make it interesting, and she, brings these characters to life. And I thought it was an interesting read. It's not my favorite Sally Rooney book, and I forgot how much it annoyed me that Sally Rooney writes without there are no visible paragraphs. They're super long paragraphs, so it can get really distracting and really boring. And also when she writes dialogue, she doesn't separate the dialogue, so sometimes you don't even know people are talking. It's a little weird, but if you're used to it and you like her style, then I think this is a great book. For me, I don't know, I didn't completely connect with it. There were some points of the book that I felt connected to, and there were some points that I didn't feel connected to. I think this is Sally's latest book. This kind of ends in pandemic, oh my god, the pandemic. And I don't know, it's a personal thing, but I don't like people referencing the pandemic either in TV shows or movies or books, because I want to forget about it, and this just brings it up at the end, and I was like, oh, it was a good read. I would give it a 5 out of 10. If you want to start reading Sally Rooney books, then I definitely recommend Normal People. 1,000 times better than this one. Or maybe if you're in your 30s and having a life crisis, maybe you could read this one and relate better to it. But I'm in my early 20s, and if you're a fan of Sally Rooney, then definitely a good book, but it's nothing worth going over to the bookstore right now and buying it, you know what I mean? And then the other book that I read this month is Goodbye Again, Essays, Reflections, and Illustrations by Johnny Sun. Did I buy this book because I just loved the cover and look at the back? Did I buy it because of that? Yes. But I also read the description that is inside of the book, and I thought it was very interesting. Let me read it to you, just so you know. I feel like I'm not great at explaining things, so I'll read it to you so you know more about the actual book. In his unique, funny, and heartfelt style, Johnny Sun offers meditative essays, short humor pieces, and memorable one-liners covering intimate topics such as loneliness and burnout, advice on caring for dying houseplants, and a recipe for scrambled eggs that might make you cry. With vulnerability and insight, Sun ponders ideas of home and saying goodbye to places where he once belonged, the ubiquity and comforts of sadness, toxic productivity, and the myths of finding solace in work. The joys of paying attention to small things and coming to terms with the knowledge that you are not the same person as you once were, all while finding ways to cope with anxiety and depression. Touching topics relevant to all our lives, including loneliness, happiness, and belonging. Sun's writing, funny, vulnerable, hopeful, and at times profound, will connect deeply with anyone attempting to exist in our chaotic, uncertain world. I could relate a lot to the description, so it's I think this is gonna be a great book. And this is basically looking into someone's diary, opening someone's diary and reading it. He's just writing things that he feels, and you can read them as like standalone pieces, like different essays, and sometimes he has like really short paragraphs. So it is very, like, it's a good book that you can go back to and like just read certain pieces that were your favorite. I think the writing was really good. Like, it's simple writing, but it's punchy and it's engaging. Sometimes the topics were really mundane, like caring for a plant. Other times he delved in really deep. And there were certain like essays and writing pieces that he wrote about describing anxiety and depression that were really similar to my experience with anxiety and depression. So I did feel connected to certain parts of this. There were other parts of this that I didn't feel as connected to. I thought it was nice. Like, it's a cute book, like beautiful like illustrations I love, and it's really simple. It's nice as a coffee table book or whatever, but it's not something that I would spend my money on continuously. Like, if I had to buy this again, I probably wouldn't. It's just not the best use of $20. There are way better books out there. But if you're someone who doesn't really love to read and you need something that's easy and that's quick, or you're just looking for someone to relate to, or you just feel like reading someone's personal experience with all the things that were described inside, and I think this is a good book. It's good. It's, you know, didn't blow me away, but I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10 because I loved the writing. At times I felt really connected to it. It's not for everyone, but it's a nice one. It was a nice book, okay? I don't know how else to describe it. And that concludes this month's reads. I must admit, it wasn't as exciting as last month. Last month I read so many great books. This month's books were not the best, but I will say, you know, I read them, I learned something from them, and I'm gonna pick up the excitement in March. I wanna get back into some, you know, I like to do like fiction and nonfiction to balance everything out, but I really want to read another of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books because, dude, she's amazing, great author, so I want to pick up that excitement in March. Anyways, yeah, that is it for today. Let me know what you guys read this month. Is there anything you recommend? Any books that blew your mind that you think I should read? Please let me know, because I'm always looking for book recommendations to add to my never-ending list of books I want to read. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something new today, and I hope to see you right here for my next one. Bye, everyone. Mwah.